What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and we've got our Week 4 recap from the ACC. We did the SEC and Big Ten earlier. Now we're going to get into the ACC. Had some pretty big games here in the conference. We're going to start off with a game from Friday night, or was it Thursday night? I think it was Friday night. Virginia with a big win on the road over Boise State, 42-23. And Virginia's looking pretty good right now. I know they have the one loss, but other than that, they played well in these games. They put up 42 points. Ben Kurt at quarterback has really played good for them. And so Virginia, I would go ahead and say they're not the worst team in the ACC, as I may have thought that they would be. And that they may cause some problems for some teams with that offense rolling like it is. The big upset here, North Carolina State over Florida State, 27-21. You knew that Florida State might be a little bit challenged offensively with the freshman quarterback coming in there. I thought he did a pretty good job. The offensive line could have done a better job protecting him. But NC State still, to me, is a very good team. I know they lost South Carolina, but they actually kind of dominated that game. If you go back and look at the stats, some big plays for South Carolina is what won it for them. And I still think NC State is one of the top 5 teams in the ACC. I think they can beat anybody. You know, I think they'll have a good chance to maybe beat Clemson and maybe beat Louisville. But Florida State, they're not going to compete for a national championship. That's pretty obvious without Francois. And the defense really, I think, let them down, giving up 27 points in this one. So I think that was a disappointing effort. Putting up 21 points, that's not too bad with the freshman quarterback there. Louisville rolls over Kent State, 42-3. I mean, it's pretty much what you expect. Lamar Jackson threw for 299 yards. They couldn't get him one more yard so he could get 300. Apparently not, but easy win for Louisville. So they, no surprise there. This was a big win for Georgia Tech. I know Pittsburgh has not been looking good this year, but to beat them 35-17, this game was close. The defense got a couple of turnovers, and this Georgia Tech has a really good defense this year. I mean, not a top 10 defense, but they're very solid on that side of the ball. You know they're going to be good with the triple option. And, yeah, they get a big win here. They're 2-1 and looking good at this point. Had that one tough loss to Tennessee in the opener. And Pittsburgh, maybe Pittsburgh is the worst team in the ACC because they just have not looked good this year at all. That one win against Youngstown State, and they barely won that game. Keep it going now with Virginia Tech. They roll over Old Dominion 38-0. This was just a tune-up game to get ready for Clemson, and that's going to be the game of the weekend coming up, that Virginia Tech-Clemson game. It should be a lot of fun. Virginia Tech with a win. They're going to be in the top 10. They're almost there now, and they have been rolling in every game so far this season. Wake Forest, they survive against Appalachian State. This game was very close. I was watching this one. It was kind of going back and forth. I kind of thought Appalachian State in the end was going to pull this off. They missed a field goal with 10 seconds remaining, and Wake Forest survives. They're now 4-0. They're a solid team. I don't think Wake Forest is on the level of, NC State, as I was talking about earlier. I think Wake Forest is one of those middle-of-the-pack teams in the ACC. Maybe they're, maybe even with Georgia Tech, something like that. I'll actually do my power rankings coming up here in the next day or two, so you'll see how I have all these teams ranked. Let's keep it going now with Clemson. I thought they were going to pull a Clemson, like the old Clemson, where they would lose to these types of games. It was close. It was 7-7, and then all of a sudden they just got it going, and they ran away with the game in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, good teams, sometimes, they're going to struggle. They're going to mess up, but Clemson really, really showed a lot to overcome. Maybe they're looking ahead to Virginia Tech. Maybe they overlooked Boston College. I don't know what it was, but the offense just could not get going. Defense played well, as they always do, only giving up 7 points. But that offense, for whatever reason, it was struggling, but they did get it going, pulling away in this one. And now they can put all their focus on Virginia Tech and the game of the weekend coming up. Okay, Miami, we found out a little bit more about them. We found out they've got an offense. Rozier, they've got a quarterback, 333 yards, 3 touchdowns. Toledo, not really a great defense, but they are one of the better group of 5 teams. They put up 30 points on this Miami defense. That's got to be a little disappointing, but to put up 52, that's a very good sign for Miami. So, again, we haven't seen them really play anybody yet. This is only their second game of the year because of the hurricane, but we'll see. I mean, I think Miami maybe has the potential. I think Miami and Virginia Tech both have the potential to be really good and maybe compete for the ACC championship with Clemson. I think those are the 3 teams right now. Maybe. Again, we need to see a little bit more from Miami. Duke and North Carolina. Duke 4-0. They get a road win here over the Tar Heels. I think they were, down 17-10 or 17-13. I can't remember for sure, but they came storming back. Daniel Jones at quarterback. Man, he is solid. This defense is playing good. And watch out for Duke now. This is a surprise team. They got wins over North Carolina, Baylor, Northwestern. They've 3 Power 5 teams. Maybe not the best Power 5 teams, but still, those are pretty impressive wins. So Duke is on a roll right now, and they play Miami, I believe, Friday night. So that could be a good matchup there. And the final game here, Syracuse put up a good fight against LSU. They lose it 35-26. Maybe if they could have just got a stop there at the end of the game and got it to Dungy one more time, maybe they could have pulled off the upset. But in the end, they just couldn't quite get it done. Now, LSU definitely has some question marks, but Syracuse, I think, is still a solid team, especially on offense. Their defense needs some work. Dungy, a very solid quarterback. Maybe they'll pull off an upset somewhere along the way in the ACC, but they could not quite get it done here against LSU. So that's our recap for the ACC. We still have to do the Big 12 and the Pac-12, and then we'll be looking ahead to next week where we got some. It's not the greatest weekend for football, but there are some pretty big games, especially that Clemson and Virginia Tech game. And Friday night, there's some good games of Miami and Duke and Washington State and USC. So it should be another fun weekend, but that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.